Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to interview Otisa Eads, who's an HR and Systems Strategist Consultant who likes helping established business owners create systems that optimizes their business growth and expansion. Hello, Otisa. How are you today?
Hi, Monica. So happy to be here.
Well, we're glad that you are with us today, and we're hoping to learn from systems and smart tidbits for small business owners from you. So let's start by me asking you this question. What are the top 3 things that you think should be automated for a small business?
Love this question. I always tell folks to, before they pick like email marketing or they pick one thing, to kind of journal and take note of all of the different tasks that they're doing on a daily basis, or the things that are time sucks, the items that they don't have the time to do on a daily basis as well. And that way they can decide like, oh, I really don't like spending time inputting every single lead into a CRM. I'd love that to be automated. Or I would love to have someone or have a system send out contracts and invoices automatically without me having to do that. So I think by making a list of all of the time sucks, all of the things that are getting in the way, the little things that are getting in the way of them completing the bigger stuff that they want to keep their attention on, that's the stuff that you want to automate. So if I had to pick 3, to be CRM, invoicing, and I would say contracts. Those are like 3 things that I know can totally be automated and take that off a business owner's plate.
Very nice. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned contract
Yeah.
invoicing. Do you have like a favorite kind of system for that, for automating contracts and invoices?
Ooh, well, personally, I enjoy doing those things. So I use like HelloSign if I am wanting to get signatures quickly and send that out to folks. And I like to use Wave to generate contracts and send them out as well. The goal is to soon move to a CRM that can integrate with all of those things
Mm-hmm.
and create a workflow where they can all work together and
Mm-hmm.
integrate
Mm-hmm.
together. So that's
Yeah.
what I use personally.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. You mentioned time being the key
Yeah.
factor on what to automate, right? So let's say you get to the stage in your business you're scaling that you really don't have time for certain things anymore. So who should be the first team member you hire then to help you grow your business?
Yeah, again, I'm going to answer the beginning part similar to the other question you asked. So again, taking an inventory of all of the things that you have on your plate. I call them CEO tasks. So making a list of all the CEO tasks, all the hats that you wear. And of course, think about time, but I would also think about what are the areas that I just don't enjoy? What are the tasks I can't stand? What are the aspects of my business that I'm not good at? That's really wasting my time trying to learn this task instead of hiring a contractor or hiring a assistant that has the task and skill set to deliver that a lot better than I can. And personally, I'm someone that does not really enjoy marketing. I can craft it, I can do it, but the next stages for me is to hire someone to handle the website maintenance and to handle those pieces. Or for some folks, it could be a copywriter. I know that there's a lot of folks that they get really anxious to create copy for not only their website, but for content that they're wanting to produce, whether it's a launch or a course that they can, kind of recycle and repurpose. So personally, I would start with what are the aspects that you don't enjoy, that doesn't light you up, and that's that person or contractor or assistant that you hire to help you with that
That's the
area.
person to find. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely the accountant because that's the least part I enjoy. If I don't have to look at the invoices, the bills, all the financial aspects, then I'm the happiest. Um, do you have a favorite productivity tool that you couldn't live without?
Ooh, I have 2 because I use them both daily. The first one being Trello, because I've been using Trello for a very, very long time. And over the years, it's gotten better and better. And that's like the master hub of my business is all in Trello. And it's broken down by sections like business ops, CRM, surprisingly, and also social media scheduling and so forth. But then another one that I've been using personally and also to just help me brain dump faster when I'm like running around or taking walks. I believe it's called Todoist, and they have an app on your phone, and they can also have a browser version where you can use it online, and it syncs all together. It's very similar to Trello, to be quite frank. They have a list mode and they also have a board mode. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on which one you like, you can make lists for everything. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the
Mm-hmm.
two tools that I can't live without. I have to have.
To do Trello, I heard, and I've used Trello before. I kind of like it. It's project management, right?
Yes.
Lots of tidbits together. But what about To Do? Is it on both iPhone and Android apps, do you
Yes.
think? Okay,
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome.
very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Now, let's say we're growing our business, and there are certain aspects that are easier and others that are a little bit more difficult. What do
Yeah.
you hear from other business owners that seem to be like typical pain points as their businesses are growing? What are things people complain about and a little bit harder to tackle than others, you feel?
I would say client management or workload management, getting overwhelmed with not only the work you're doing for your clients or the products you're creating for your customers, handling that growth and that load, and then balancing the business load, right? Because it's kind of, I would say, two entities, even though they're all one. They're two aspects, like working in your business, working on your business, and then working for clients. Those are, kind of how I look at it. So handling that and navigating that, and I also preparing to outsource or coming to the conclusion that outsourcing might be the next step depending on where they're at. So it could be contractors, like we said earlier, it could be a VA, it could be employees, even if it's one or two, depending on the business. I said, and usually that's when folks I get to pop in when they're in that growth phase of, oh my gosh, I need help and I don't know where to start, or I know I need to have staff, or I know I need to have contractors, but I don't know what to do when I have them. How do I create an onboarding system, or what systems do I need to have to make this process smooth for both of us to work together effectively? So that's kind of what I have noticed and seen. And then also, this may be a little random, but also the lack of self-care, the lack of taking time for ourselves. I think that, and this is a personal thing. This is what I'm struggling with as my business is growing, is spending time on me and not be consumed by the business 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah. And not feeling bad about it, right? Because
Yes.
technically, if you're ahead of a business, even just a couple of days, you being down with the sickness can
Yeah,
hurt, right? Your flows. So it's very important for us to keep good care of ourselves for sure, right? And not feel
totally.
bad about it. Um, so you mentioned CRM before in relation with Trello. Um, what other CRM systems have you heard of people use that they really engage with and they like for one reason or another?
Yeah. Well, first off, there's tons of CRMs, like tons of them. And I tell people, although a lot of these CRMs have amazing marketing tactics, spend time in figuring out what the purpose of the CRM is going to play in your business. What are some elements or features that you need now, and what features would be awesome to have later? And will the CRM grow with you, or will it only be part of a certain stage, like for instance Dubsado? I like Dubsado. I think it's cool, but I think it's great depending on what part you are and what stage you are in your business. If you're ready to automate everything, great, but maybe you aren't ready to automate every single aspect of your business, and you still want to have some touch points with the sales process or the pipeline process. And also with Dubsado, it's very difficult to do on your own, to set it up. And it's I have friends who that's what they do. They develop and set up a CRM that's robust as Dubsado for their clients. So keep also that in mind. And there's things like Tave. There's Copper. That's the one I'm going to be using soon. That are a lot simpler, but they do what you need it to do. They bring in, you have your leads, you have your emails connected, all the pieces that you need to get going with a CRM. It's perfect for those folks, especially freelancers or those that are just getting started. with their business and they don't need anything robust or big or bulky, that's a great way to go. But I've heard people using ClickUp and using Monday.com. So, I mean, and
Mhm.
those are technically, you know, you would think of them as project management tools, but they happen to be CRMs as well. So I think that analyzing the needs that you have around a CRM, what's your sales process? What's your follow-up process? What's your turnaround time for proposals, estimates, invoices, and contracts? And how do you want that to flow? And again, what pieces do you want automated in the future? It may not be now. And what pieces do you want to have your hands on? You
More
know?
hands-on control over.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Let me ask you this. Do you recall any recent clients that, maybe without mentioning a name, you can tell us like where they were at, what they were struggling, and how you were able to help them implement a new system or two or three, to get them out of this stressful mode of too much going on and need a little
Yeah.
clarity.
Yeah. I have a lot of different examples, and I'll do one where last summer she worked for a company, but she also was a consultant, and so she had her own business, and she was wanting to get organized in a fashion where she can have the stuff for her consulting side figured out, and also having a process of managing the different projects that the company was also um, giving her to do and manage as well. So of course, I proposed Trello because that's my favorite thing. And I always tell clients, you don't have to like Trello. We can use other ones. But she was like, yeah, let's try it. And so I had to learn the project side of the company she worked for, which was I mean, a lot of detail, a lot of moving parts. And so we spent time developing a system for her to use with that. You know, Trello uses boards, so we had a board for them and her other clients, and we just created a system that would make sense for her. I like to color code. She happened to like color coding as well, so we developed a color code system for her to be able to say, okay, this project I got 48 hours to follow up on, or this project I have 7 days, or I have a month. And then set little reminders, and learning how to sync things to her calendar, so that way it's all in one place. She can pull up her calendar and see the due dates for projects that she has going on. So that was a lot of fun. And honestly, it's another piece that we did was getting some of the back end pieces with her business streamlined. So creating an onboarding packet or a welcome packet for her clients that kind of detailed the process of what she would be doing from start to finish, from proposal to starting client work. We developed that, and then we started talking about what are different ways to communicate. She does digital marketing, ironically to you, and communications.
Mhm.
So she was showing me different templates that she used in the past with clients. And she asked if, was there a better method? Was this efficient? What are different ways that we could really use this template that she's created in Google Docs?
Mhm.
And we looked at it, and we come up again with probably the color code system of what's archived, what's not archived. And we just took it through the different aspects that she had going on with working for that company and working for herself.
Mhm.
And we started from the basics and worked our way up until to where she was comfortable and where the project ended. So that's kind of what I've done in the past with people, but it varies from client to client. And I have the HR side too, which is another piece that I help people take themselves through the process from candidate to new hire.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this information with us. We heard about email marketing and who to hire, and what are some of the good CRM systems, and what are the reasons to invest in one or the other. So thank you for spending time with us today, Otisa. And before we say goodbye, how can people reach you best if they need your kind of services?
Yeah, go to my website. It's otisaeads.com, and you can check me out, look at the different things I have on there. You can also contact me through there. You can set up an appointment with me if you want to talk one-on-one, or you can follow me in all the different social media platforms such as Instagram or Facebook, and LinkedIn by typing my first and last name, which is Otisa Eads, and reach out to me, send me a message, reach out, and I'd love to talk more with anyone who has questions or wants to dive deeper into systems and strategy in HR.
Yay!
Yay!
Well, have a fabulous rest of your day. And again, thank you for sharing all these tidbits for us. We appreciate you spending time here with me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.